Ni Dayan, yes.
Hello, everybody. We are live from Australia today. It is episode 17 of our Digital Beast Stories. And for tonight, we have Miss Rina Del Prado. Hi, Ate Rina.
Hello, Dayan. Kamusta? Good evening ba? And well, here in Australia,
Yes.
it's good evening, but to the other side, probably early morning. It's still an early morning.
Yes.
Yes,
And that's
yes.
what we love about this business. It seems like, I feel like it's a home based business, but you know what? This is worldwide. So we are very
Mm-hmm.
proud of what we do here.
Yes.
And Miss Rina is an IT professional living in Sydney, Australia since 2003. But apart from that, for our viewers, can you please give us a bit more background of what you do?
Okay. So as what Dayan mentioned, my name is Rina, and I live and work here in Sydney, in an IT industry. I've been in that industry for more than 20 years.
Wow.
So even back in the Philippines, I migrated from the Philippines, and before I migrated, I'm already established career woman back in the Philippines. So when I came in here, I started from the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
When I say the bottom, I started from where everyone start. I mean, because um, like any other job, when you start, they need experience. They need work experience. That's the thing.
Yes.
Not from overseas, but from local. So it's a bit
Locally, yes.
um, so that's what they always ask. However, and at the same time, at the time when I moved in here, I decided to change my career path. I said I don't want to be in IT again. So
Oh,
I
okay.
tried to find a different path. um, I I started in um, customer service in
Mm-hmm.
that in a financial company. So I was there for long period. It was really long, more than 10 years. I was there for more than 10 years,
Wow.
and in that department, I've been to a different position. That's the thing. Different department. I've been into, because it's in a finance company, so I've been into claims. I've been into um, the their settlements. And the last was I was in finance.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. I
Mm-hmm.
was in there in finance. But I think my strength is really into IT. When I resigned 2 years ago from that company, uh, I came back to IT.
Did you sort of miss it? How did you arrive to that conclusion that okay, I've done what I have not done before and now I'm ready to go back to IT? How did you make that decision? Just
Um,
out of curiosity.
because I really want. I'm a type of person who always wants to grow and challenge myself. That's the thing.
Mm.
So when I first came in, imagine with the job that I really don't have any idea. They put me in the phone. After a week, I said to my boss, "No, I cannot do that, but I can do this." so,
Mm.
so I negotiate. I said, "I
Yes,
can do
yes.
this better than the rest, but I cannot do phones." So in the entire time, I was not on the phone, but I'm just doing my other stuff. So that's the thing, because I keep on trying to push myself to learn something new, to challenge. And then once I learned about it, and then I want another thing.
More, you
and
wanted more.
and but looking back, but looking at that with the way where I work and think, I knew from my heart that I one of the skills of being in IT is you are into details. You really
Mm-hmm.
are, and at the
Yes,
same
you
time, a
are. You love
process.
statistics.
And process, you are into
Mm-hmm.
that process and details, and that is my strength. So it's a
Mm-hmm.
gift for me. I do believe in that. I believe with God that it's a strength for me. And I do have visions. I do have I usually see the bigger picture even before the details. So that's how. So uh, when I um, when I resigned from that company, so I it's this time it's a merchandising. It's a retail company, but I'm doing mostly of the data analyst in here. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why.
How are
And
you
it's
liking it? Did
uh
you
it,
feel that you were in the right place now that you went back to IT?
I've been here for 2 years now. I'm working in this new company for 2 years. I love it, but
You
this is the thing. This is in connection with why I am in a business.
mm-hmm.
I don't I don't feel that I'll be happy as an employee for a long period of time. I don't
Yes.
think so. That's the
Now
thing.
you're
That's
wanting
that's my
more.
main reason. Yes, and not wanting more financially, but wanting more of my time and
Mm-hmm.
my own time, because uh
To be in
one
control of
if you
your
are an
time.
employee, yes, because if you are an employee, you don't control your time. You
Yes.
always have a schedule. And in an IT, in a finance, in any industry, in where I was, um it's not just a 9 to 5. Sometimes it's more than that. And yes, it may be a high paying job, but what comes with it?
Mm-hmm.
High
Sacrifices.
responsibilities.
Yeah.
With high responsibilities, of course, is stress. That's the thing.
Yes.
So when
Yes.
I was younger, that is fine. Okay, go go on that. But once you come into my age, I'm more than 40. I'm in my late 40s. So once you come into this point, you started to feel tired, and you just don't
Yes.
want to be bothered of all the stress.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. So yes, I love it, but not for a long time. Maybe that's what I can say.
And it gives you that ability to have an income to do the things that you like to do. And I guess now that you have this business, you now have a backup plan that would allow you to do the things that you are looking forward to in the future. So you have answered some of our questions, but there's another question that we are going to answer at the end of this
Yes.
interview. And that is because I was curious, how is it possible to have a full-time job like yours and run a successful digital business at the same time? And we will answer
Yeah.
that later on. Now,
Hmm.
you already mentioned that you were just looking for something else that would give you time and financial freedom, and you found this digital business, right? But
Yes.
I know that there are a lot of businesses out there. What makes this business unique that you have decided to pick this particular business to start out for yourself?
Three things. See, I'm always in process, eh?
Yeah.
Detailed.
And
I have
go for it.
why this business. So just like any other business owners in our community, I started with the free webinar. That's the thing,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's our first step.
Yes.
I've heard what this online, because I don't have any idea what is an online business, and I don't know if I want to start that. What do I need? So I've learned that
Mm-hmm.
through that webinar, so which is good. But I want to know more, so I got curious, and when I was inside the community, when I was inside the team, inside this business program, that's when I learned about these three things. First is that it's flexible because it's
Mm-hmm.
an online. So I don't have a boss in here that, hey, you have a deadline. Because in on IT and in finance, I am always working in deadlines and with projects. So no matter what, the rule with work, no matter what, you have to achieve that because it's a
Yes.
deadline. So in here, there's no deadlines. You do it on your own schedule. If you are busy during the day, then you can do this at night time, or in any time your free time. So first is the flexibility of this business. The second thing that I love in this business and why I choose this business is because of that automated system.
Yes.
Because that automated system is connected. This, oh my goodness me, this is actually connected to the questions that we are about to
To
answer on the
answer
last.
later on,
Yes.
yes.
So I love that automated system. As I've said, I am in IT. I love something that is technical, and I'm
Mm.
a type of person that if I can do it in a shorter period of time, but with efficiency. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what
Mm-hmm.
that is actually when I used to work back in the Philippines. I was a programmer, and that was one of our job to
Mm.
automate things in PLDT, to
Yes.
make it shorter, to make the process
More efficient.
shorter and efficient. And
Yes.
of course, lesser, I mean, less, because once it's efficient and uh, uh, less time, less
Less
money that you're going to
resources.
spend for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
So
exactly.
that's the second time. I love the thought. I love the fact that this is an automated. That this business runs in an automated system. So
Mm-hmm.
that is
Mm-hmm.
good. And the fact that I don't need to do that on my own.
Yes.
Because having a system is really, really expensive. That's the thing. It's really expensive to maintain and to build that. So
Mm-hmm.
that's my second. The third, but not the least, this is I think this is my long my long term vision for this business is the long term incentive that this
Mm-hmm.
business is offering. That's the thing. Because as an employee, once you retire, you have your retirement fund. Yeah.
You do.
But the question is, will it be enough in the
Mm-hmm.
lifestyle that you are currently living? Right?
Yes.
Because
Yes.
I've been here for how long? 17 years. But to be honest, that is a shorter period to have a big enough of funds unless you are really putting up an additional into your super. We call it super here
Yes. Yes.
in
Superannuation.
thing. Yes, because I started in here. I'm already 30 years old. Imagine
Mm.
that.
Mm.
So it's not enough. I knew that it's not enough.
Mm-hmm.
But in this business, so if I don't have the business, 25 years or 30 more years, I might retire, but probably go back to workforce because I don't have enough funds
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
to sustain my lifestyle during that time. But in this business, 10 years, wow. That long-term
You've set
incentive,
up
oh,
yourself.
definitely.
Yeah.
I already set up myself. That is the main thing why this business opportunity. There you
Wow,
go.
wow. So it was flexibility, the automated system, and the long-term incentive, which
Yes.
it's really worth the sacrifices and the learnings that you have to do for your business, right? So before we proceed with the next question, okay, hi Catherine, watching from Manchester, WA. Hello, thanks for tuning in.
Hello.
And we have Sumang Matu. Hello, bro, watching from
Hello.
Melbourne, Australia. Thanks for tuning in. So, going back to our questions. Sorry. Okay. For the third question, Aterina, can you please share with us how has this business changed your life? And what's your biggest result so far?
Okay. Uh with financing, with the finance. First, of course, you're gonna go on a business. Let's face it. Of course, you needed money. One of the
Yes.
things
You
you
want to make
wanted to have
money,
an
right?
extra. Right? Why would you go for a business if you don't want to have an extra money? So
Otherwise,
yeah, so
build a
the biggest
charity.
result. So one of the biggest result is of course a financial. So at least now we have a plan B while we are
Mhm,
so on top
mhm,
of our salary we do have an extra income
mhm.
with this side hustle, and that extra income that we are receiving is actually helping us in our expenses in our car expenses. Those usual expenses that you normally use either your savings or a credit card.
Yeah,
But this
especially when
time we
some
don't have.
expenses that are unexpected, right? Just come
Yes.
in like, well, all of a sudden you need to change your battery, all of a sudden you need to change your
Yes.
tires.
And even in the house.
Yes, yes.
Maintenance in the house, right? And
That's right.
also one of the biggest one is last year my mom passed away, right?
Mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm.
when she passed away, uh, when someone passed away, it doesn't mean one of the things included in that are expenses.
Yes,
Right?
yes, that's
And
right.
it's already hard, especially in the Philippines. It's already hard for me that I was not able to go back in the Philippines to be with my
Mm-hmm.
dad and my sisters.
Mm-hmm.
But imagine if at that time I'm also worried about finances, because
Exactly.
uh, in our family I am also the breadwinner in our family.
Mm-hmm.
So I, not really the main breadwinner, but I am the
You
main
help out.
supporter for my
Yeah.
mom, and especially my mom and my dad, because they are
Mm-hmm.
both elderly. So
Yes.
they are my whys I came in here. They are one of my whys I came here in Australia, to give them more,
Mm-hmm.
right? To give them more. So, uh, uh, one of the biggest is that the fact that I don't need to worry, even with my sisters, that don't worry about the money when it comes to my mom's funerals, the
Mm-hmm.
hospital bills, and any things that they needed in there, because I do have that through our extra income. And
Yes.
also, so aside from that, finances, it's really a good, as I've said, good plan B. And aside from the finance, is that personal growth. You gain
Yes.
confidence. You gain you learn more about yourself that you didn't know that you do
You
have.
do.
And at the same time, the things that you do have has been polished and has been
Mm-hmm.
enhanced. That's one thing that I noticed. um, I do love to talk to people, but I'm not that type of person that when I go in a crowd and say hello to everyone. No, I'm not
Everyone.
that type. No, because there are people like that, right?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
I may be good in talking to people in here or with you or in our group, but personally, if I go in a crowd or anything, I can't. No, I'd rather be invisible than be noticed. That's
Oh.
the thing. I really I don't like big crowds as much as possible. But I know that I can talk to people. I know that I can
Mm-hmm.
connect with people. And
Yes.
but this business really enhanced that. It really um, developed that skills of mine. So I was really happy of that. And the last but not the least, this one I just mentioned to you, feeling artista. You get you. It's the first time that now I've been invited to have interviews and stuff
Yes.
to share my
Yes.
story about this. But
Yes.
honestly, the thing is, having someone ask you for an interview to share your story, it boosts your morale, honestly.
Yes. And your
Because
confidence. Yeah.
I'm not saying, I mean, I know, I mean, we are not actors, or we are not actress who are popular, right? So the fact someone wants to listen about your story, it makes, oh wow,
Yes.
really? It's just, it's a good feeling. That's the thing. That's the thing that, yeah. So yes, those are the things that biggest result for me and changes that happen through this
Yes.
business.
And I can relate to you with that. Being able to share your journey with other people. I had no idea how that can be impactful for some people who have been in the same
Yes,
journey,
yes,
right?
that's
And
true.
so
That's
it
true.
just helps people, it inspires people that it doesn't matter what you went through in the past, someone else has been able to break that barrier and they've been successful, so you can do it as well.
Yes, yes, yes. That's correct. That's correct.
There. Thank you so much. So there's a few more people watching us live. Thank you so
Ah,
much, Sis Nunu. Um,
hello.
hello, watching from Australia. We have Beth Mandiva. Hello, ladies. Thanks, Beth, for tuning in
Thank you for
live.
tuning in.
And Beverly De La Cruz. Hi, boss moms. Hi, Ate Beverly. Thank you for joining us live
Hello.
tonight. There. So let's have an icebreaker. For our icebreaker, Aterina, it has nothing to do with the business, but I
Yeah.
just want your honest opinion about these things. So let's have our icebreaker. Are you ready?
Sige, sige, go, go.
Okay, let's do this. Aterina
Let's do
loves to
this.
travel. That's part of her brand. And I would like to know, would you rather travel by land, sea, or air? What's your favorite?
Oh my goodness. To be honest, I love them all. I love
Only
them.
pick
I love
one.
pick one, pick one.
Pick
Okay,
one.
plane. By plane.
By plane, because it takes you further, right? And quicker.
Yes. Yes.
So, next one. Do you pack heavy or light?
Heavy.
Heavy.
Bilis,
Really?
yes. Yes. I cannot, for some reason,
What is
I've
one thing that you
always
cannot
packed,
live without? Like, is there one thing in particular that you make sure you pack every single time you travel?
aside from gadgets, because we got lots of gadgets.
Yes, yes,
Aside
yes.
from gadgets, personally,
Something personal or sentimental.
uh, I always have jackets. Any
Mm.
jumper for me, anything. Doesn't matter if it's hot in the place that we are going to. I always have jumper,
You need to
and
have.
I always have umbrella.
Oh, so Filipino, right? Wherever you
Yes, for
go,
some
rain or
reason.
shine, we carry umbrellas in the Philippines, everybody. That's just a Filipino trait that, we all have. I
Yes.
understand that. So, question, where was the last destination that you traveled to? And once everything is over, where is the first on your list?
The last time was 20 December of 2019. We were
Mm-hmm.
in Vietnam. So we explored Vietnam
Mm,
and it
wow.
was yummy in there. And it
So
was
it's mostly
really
the food that you enjoyed?
that's one of the reason why we went there. It's because of the food. But I love food and I love to travel.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So
I think they go well together.
Vietnam is really it's really a nice place to visit, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
And there are nice places in there to visit too. And if everything goes, I mean, comes back to normal, if it will ever be,
Mm-hmm.
I want to go to. I have two places actually to want to go. I want to go to Russia and Istanbul, Turkey.
Wow. Wow. You need a thicker jacket if you go to Russia.
Yes, because that we were supposed to be there 20 December. It was supposed to be December of
Mm.
2016, I think, because my our very first white Christmas, because I do love to experience white
Mm-hmm.
Christmas.
Yes,
I'm just
yes.
gonna share one funny story. Came here in Australia November of 2003.
Mm-hmm.
When I was in the Philippines, actually at that time I have no idea what is Australia, what the weather in
Okay.
there.
Yep, yep.
You know what? I was excited. I said to my, I don't care. I want to spend Christmas, a white Christmas here in
In
Australia.
Australia.
I was in my jumper, honestly. When I came in the airport, why? Because I sweat a lot. That's the thing. I really sweat. I said, what happened to the one
What happened to the
summer?
snow?
Where are the
Yeah.
snow? That's the thing. Imagine I was in my jumper and then my niece and my sisters, they are all in their singlets. I said, what?
Yes, yes. What's
What's
happening?
happening? Where am I? Am I in the Philippines? And to be honest, it was much colder in the Philippines at that
At
time
that time,
than here.
yes, and Australia. So for those of you
Anyway,
living in the northern hemisphere, Australia is exactly the opposite.
opposite.
Christmas
Yes.
time here is summer. And
Yes.
June, July, that's when winter comes. But it doesn't snow everywhere. It
No.
snows in the mountains, but not
Particular
really
place. Yeah.
everywhere. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
that's really funny because when my husband and I migrated to Australia, we did not research what we'd be
Yes.
expecting because we had
Yes.
family. And so
Yes.
we were trusting the process. And I
Mhm.
was just so excited. Well, maybe that's like what I see in the movies. And oh my gosh, no, it's the exact opposite of what you see. And so,
Yes.
but at least I found some kangaroos where we lived. Like, Yeah, and I told myself, I think I'm in Australia.
Yes, that's the
Yes.
thing, isn't
That's a
it?
funny story.
Right. It was
I can, yeah,
it was,
definitely
it was.
relate.
That's why it's always in my bucket list to really have a white
White
Christmas, to experience white
Christmas.
Christmas. I
Yes.
checked in Canada. Oh my gosh, because but in Canada, because I have my cousin in there at the time. But oh my goodness, I don't think that I can stay in there for -45. I said,
No, it's really
oh,
cold.
that's I think that's too extreme. I said,
It is. It is. I don't know
no,
how
I
they
don't
do
think that
it.
I.
I'm the same.
So we end up in Scandinavia instead. So
Mm.
it was pretty. It's not as cold, and but there are areas, because we went to, yeah, Scandinavia in Iceland, just to see the aurora. But it
Yes.
was beautiful in there, magical. So
Wow. And
there
we
you
know
go.
that
That's
through
why
this
I love to
business,
go
you
to
can
my.
travel more.
Yes, that's why I want to go to Russia. Russia has a different character as well,
Yes. And a
and
different
and
culture.
Istanbul, the Middle East as well. So
Yes. Yes.
yes.
Okay. So please do share with us when you get to travel again. Right? We'll never know, but at least
You'll
we are
never know.
planning. Mm.
Yes,
So,
yes.
Atirina, before we answer that last question, I would like to ask, what's your message to those people who would like to start their own digital business? And please do invite them to our live workshop. And how do they find you?
Okay, so for those of you who are looking for ways to supplement your income without adding an additional job, right? So that you can enjoy life, enjoy your life more, and by acquiring your own time, by having your own time, and at the same time to uh, to spend more time with your family. We do have a um, we do have a live webinar that happens every it's Wednesday and Friday here in Australia. It's 10 a.m. Sydney time, and I believe it's 8 a.m. Perth.
Yes, it is.
And it is based in Canada. That and it goes live there in Canada every Tuesday and Thursday. It's 5 p.m. PST time for them.
Worldwide.
So if
Yes.
you are the one like us, me and my business partner Marielle, who are working full time but
Mm-hmm.
wanting to have an additional income on top of our salary,
Mm-hmm.
um, but we don't want to have an additional job, definitely this business is for you. So just check
Wow.
it out. Yep.
And what is your link and what's your business page for those who
Yes.
would like to get in touch with
Our
you?
yeah, the first step, actually, for those of you who are interested, is to simply register your name and email in our website. My website is www.marielrenadigital.com. So there you go.
Thank you so much. And to answer that last question of ours. So, for my last question for you, Aterina, how is it possible to have a full time job and run a successful digital business at the same time? Just to answer that briefly, how do you make it possible?
With the help of the automated system. That's the
Yeah.
thing. You need to have an automated system in place into your business, so that that system will be the one who will accommodate those who are interested in asking for more information. It will be the one to send the information automatically via email, rather than you to be in there physically and minding your business. I mean, managing
Yes.
your business. So through that automated system, it allows us to work in our 9 to 5, and at the same time do other stuff that we can do. And the last but not the least, yes, you may have an automated system, but but this business also requires your time. So
Mm-hmm.
yes, you might be busy, but come to think of it, uh, would you rather be spending 25, 30 years until your golden years
Mm-hmm.
working, and yet you're still uncertain if your retirement fund will be enough to support your lifestyle during that time? Or spend time or make time, actually not spend
Mm-hmm.
time, but make
Make time
time
for it.
to spend 2 to 3 hours or sometimes 1 to 2 hours a day doing this business or doing your own business for the next 10 years. That can guarantee you that you will have a long-term incentives
Yes.
that can set you for life. So really up to you on that, guys. But for me, I'd rather the 10 than the 25. Right?
Yes, yes. You can work on this business now and it will look after you in the future. But this is not a get rich quick scheme. You have to learn the
Yes.
system and you have to make it work for you. Thank you so much, Aterina. Thank you so much for sharing your journey with us and congratulations on your growing business. And
Thank
we
you.
hope to
Thank you.
see you next time.
Yes. Yes.
Bye.
Bye.
Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, there you have it, everybody. You know, a lot of us would always ask ourselves, when can I get that promotion? When can I save money for myself? When can I travel? When can I have a better future? But you know what? You are the only person who could answer your question, and it all begins when you take action. So, if you are someone who would like to do the same things that we are doing here, please do reach out to us. Our business page is Mike and Diane Bernarte FIFO Families. You can look me up on social media, Diane Bernarte. And if you are ready to check this business out, please do register your name and a valid email address at www.dianebernarte.com. And I just want to leave you with this simple quote. It says, if not now, when? Thank you so much, everybody, and take care. Hope to see you on the next one. Thank you so much for those who have joined us live, and please do watch the replay. Thanks for watching. Bye.